In this JavaScript video, we're going to be talking about loops, more specifically the for in and the for of loop. So let's get started here. So we're going to start out with an array that holds the letters A, B, and C. We want to get to those values. So we're going to create a variable like we did for our other loop. And since each element in our array is a letter, we're going to be really descriptive and call the variable letter. And then let's do in and then letters. So it's going to go through our letters array, and the first time through it's going to assign letter the value A. And then let's go ahead and console this out. We just want to do letter. And then the next time through, it's going to go to the next element of letters, which is B, and assign letter to hold that value. So then it's going to print out B. Or it's not. So we expected A, B, and C, but it printed out 0, 1, and 2. So what these are, this is the key or the index of each of these letters. So in an array, this is the 0 index, 1, and then 2. So in gives you the key or the index of the array. So now let's do, instead of in, let's do of. So let's run this one. And now we get our A, B, and C. So of gets you the value. So in gets you the location, also known as the key or the index because we're dealing with an array. Of gets you the value. To make this a little bit more clear, let's create a person object. Let's give this person a name. And let's give them an age. And then let's give them a job. The basic worker. All right, so instead of var letter, we're going to be a little bit more descriptive, and we're going to call these, or call each of these a field. So each one of these, separated by a comma, is a field. And then we're getting the information from person. Before it was letters, and now it's from person. Don't forget your semicolon after the curly brace. I forget that all the time. And we're going to print out the field. So let's run this. And we notice that nothing happens. So why does nothing happen? Well, let's go back to the in first and see what this does. So in gives us name, age, and job. So that's the key. As we see here, it says in is the key or the index. In this case, these are called the keys. Name, age, and job. Now what we need to do is we need to get the values of each of those instead. So a little bit different. So instead of in person, we have to say, hey, we have this object and dot, and then we want to get the values from that object. And which object are we getting it from? We're getting it from the person object. So let's go ahead and run this one. Oh, not person. Yeah, person. Field in object values person. Oops, we forgot to do of. So of is when we get the values. And that's why we have that there as a nice little reminder. So now we get Steve, 34, and worker. So little review. In gets you the key or the index. Of gets you the value. And then if we're dealing with an object, and we know this is an object because we have these curly braces, we need to use object.values.